In this video, we're going to be recapping yesterday's severe weather outbreak across the Midwest and going over the next severe weather outbreak we might see on Sunday, and then looking ahead even further to see what we could expect late March into potentially early April. Before we get into the video, be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button. It supports the channel, but let's get right into the video. Now, looking at the storm reports for yesterday, March 19th, we had a regional outbreak of severe weather that pretty much suddenly popped up from the last 2 days or so. This is a low pressure that went over the area that bring some storms, kind of two rounds of storms for Illinois, Indiana. This did bring a 10% hatch risk for tornadoes over here in central Illinois into Indiana. And we did have a few storms that did produce some weak, short-lived tornadoes, some gust tornadoes as well, but nothing significant wise for tornadoes happened yesterday. We did have a lot of wind with these storms and a lot of wind in general. This low pressure had a lot of wind with it that picked up a lot of dust, and we had a lot of dust on the morning of yesterday up in the air around this area where that severe weather was gonna fire up. Throughout the next few days or so, where it's gonna be rather quiet. We're gonna have a quick break from severe weather, but as we get to Sunday, you could see we have 15% chance here for severe thunderstorms on Sunday in eastern Texas, northern Louisiana, western Mississippi, and southern Arkansas. And this is going to be a storm system that's going to be moving southeast. There's going to be kind of a cold front on Sunday, another cold front that's going to be triggering storms here that will be moving southeast here towards the Gulf. This is the main area, but I wouldn't be surprised if this does expand further out here, as there is going to be kind of a wide line of thunderstorms in this area. It's not looking like the tornado threat is going to be big at all. Very minor tornado threat is what it's looking like right now. So this is looking more like a wind and hail threat for Sunday. Taking a look at some of these CAPE values for Sunday's severe weather, and this is also including shear. We're going to have quite a bit of CAPE, so these storms are going to have a lot of energy to work with. We're not going to have a lot of shear, though. We're going to only have around up to 40 knots of shear, according to this model here, across the majority of this area. So there's not going to be a lot of shear for these storms to work with. So that tornado risk is definitely not going to be anything high at all. And also, if you look at supersonic composite, these composites are looking pretty low here. You're only seeing about 3 and 4s in most of those areas. So the chances for supercells developing is looking pretty low as well. There is going to be quite a lot of moisture for these storms. You're seeing upper 60s for dew points, so the more moisture, the better, pretty much, for thunderstorms. So those storms are going to have plenty of energy and rain to work with, but those tornado ingredients are just not going to be there for Sunday. That's just what it's looking like right now. Now, looking into the future a little bit, we're going to be going further into March. We're going to look at some anomalies here to see what the future holds for severe weather heading into early April. We're not going to have a lot of details again this far out from Sunday severe weather, so there will be more videos to come, but again, it's not looking like it's going to be anything significant for Sunday. There's going to be a trough on Sunday, as you can see here. A trough is you could see those lines kind of dipping, and that's what's called a trough, is when it dips. If we go forward here, this is March 24th. You could see we move forward and we get to around March 26th, and this is when something called a ridge moves in. And that's when it becomes an arch. That's what's called a trough, and this is high pressure building in the west, and some will call this a death ridge, and that's meaning someone call this a death ridge, and that's when it hinders all severe weather. There will generally still be storms in the death ridge, but any significant severe weather, as you can see here, and this will go across much of the United States heading into late March. So this is going to be March 27th. There's going to be a death ridge that's going to be around for a week. And this is when all significant severe weather is going to be very quiet. There won't be any significant severe weather in late March. This will again stay around for a little bit. Anything, this is all high pressure, as you can see here, for late March. This is March 29th. And then moving forward even more, this will eventually dissipate as we head into early April. And then eventually we'll start getting some more troughs moving in as we head into early April. But again, once we get past Sunday, it's going to be very quiet, severe weather wise, which will be good. We'll get a break from this intense severe weather that we just saw in the middle of March. Yesterday, severe weather, and Sunday, severe weather. But we still got a long ways to go with this storm season. So make sure you buckle up, because this was just the start of this storm season. Looking at this storm system for Sunday, this is going to be a low pressure system here that's going to start up here in the Dakotas. And this is going to bring some snow up here in the upper Midwest region. This is going to be 9 p.m. on Saturday, and this is when you're going to see some rain starting to pop up over here in Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. And then again, you're going to see a kind of a cold front that's going to be triggering those storms. That'll be from Kentucky all the way down here to Texas, is where you'll see the severe weather for Sunday afternoon and evening. This is mainly looking like a wind threat, and rain and lightning and potentially some hail down here in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. But again, that'll be for Sunday afternoon and evening. A line of storms moving through, and then I'll also bring some rain to the East Coast a little bit there. Looks like it breaks up in the early morning hours of Monday, and then bring some more snow over here to portions of the Northeast. Nothing huge snow amounts wise, but again, that'll also bring some lake effect snow with it. For those lake effect areas like Buffalo and northern New York, parts of Michigan as well. We'll see a little bit of lake effect snow from that storm. Moving forward later into March, there's going to be some storm systems with that death ridge in place. But again, significant severe weather wise is not looking good for the end of March in a good way. But again, generally there will be precipitation in the ridge in late March and early April. But looking this far out for these storm systems is just kind of a gamble at this point. But if you did enjoy the latest update on the weather, again, it's going to get quiet here after Sunday's severe weather. So I hope you enjoy it. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell down below. You'll get notified immediately when I post a video. Hit the like button down below and leave a comment if you'd like. I'll be sure to answer any questions on the weather over the next week. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.